So yeah, today I just want to go back and talk about how to get into endgame crafting, and I try to prepare that already by leveling the Weaver and not having any proper gear to start into endgame crafting, because you cannot craft any endgame recipes with these low item level pieces. So the first thing I absolutely recommend to do and to make sure is to have some money at your disposal. So basically the most important thing to get onto Gil very quickly is to get these Stellar and Planet clusters that you mostly can get by doing A rank mobs on the world. Of course, you can also do some duty relates, and sometimes you get these as a bonus. Here, for example, you could do with a high-end or high-level tank and get a cracked Stellar cluster and Planet cluster, and also some Gil here, but that's really just one thing, and that doesn't make much sense because Materia prices have been reduced in the last couple of months, and yeah, of course, they're not as valuable anymore. But if you have stacked a lot of them, and yeah, doing A-rank trains over and over again, this really makes sense, and this really helps you in getting some Gil very quickly. And I can highly recommend to do that. You can go to this vendor, for example, and then you just exchange these clusters, Planet clusters and Stellar clusters, for critical hit, determination, direct hit. I think these are the most profitable, but you should definitely check out prices before exchanging maybe a total of 100 of these crystals. So definitely check out prices before that to get into getting some Gil, because we definitely need Gil for getting started as an endgame crafter. I can't tell you that there's any other method that could possibly help you out in starting. You definitely need at least 1 million. I think 1 million is a good spot and a good cap you should at least reach for getting into endgame crafting. The other method I can recommend is if you're stacked with Elagan Tombstones of Alagri, definitely go to Imark in Yulma as well and spend these on... No, these are the wrong... Alagri, yeah, exactly. These are crafting materials. You could possibly use them by yourself when you started into endgame crafting, but if you're not there yet, you could basically buy them out, and don't buy the high quality version, because these are just too expensive. By the way, the new ones are not being sold in high quality, actually. Okay. Yeah, just buy the normal quality version here and sell them on the market board. This is very cheap and very dirty Gil, but yeah, you could basically grind a whole evening with your party, with some friends, go for dungeons and get all the rewards here for Alagri Tombstones here. Yeah, basically doing endgame dungeons. That will bring you tons of Alagri, and we have fast progress. And yeah, just do that. Yeah, Cole, that's a good recommendation. You could also sell your character in Limsa Lominsa and do some ERP for Gil. That's definitely a good option as well. I haven't tested this myself, but definitely a good way to get some Gil very, very quickly. Okay, after that is sure and secured, you have to get gear. Let me show you that this gear, actually, it makes more sense to buy it out, because the ingredients you need to craft these with are most of the times, in my experience, these are more expensive. So let's head to the market board somewhere, like in Crystarium, for example. So yeah, for example, these weapons here, I could craft them possibly. And so we can just check prices. Let me check the Armorer Raising Hammer, for example. We would need brash gold plate. Brash gold plate, I'm sorry. Yeah, that would cost us 50,000 already. Then we had cobalt alloy ingot. Okay, that's another 20k at least. Then we have Merbo lumber, which is also not that cheap. Yeah, I would say 20,000 on top of it, so we are on 90,000 already. And we have the Slither Sand. Okay, which is 40,000 on top of it. So this is already costing us 140,000 just for the materials of crafting this raising hammer. So if you look for the hammer itself, Armorer tools, the raising hammer. Yeah, that's a problem. You can basically just buy it out. The difference is not there. Just buy it out. Buy it out. And that's what we're going and supposed to do now. So I already bought this, or I already got this on my character. Yeah, you basically have to bite the bad apple. You have to go there and buy it out and spend your gil that you collected through A-rank trains, or spending Illagry tomestones, or whatever other methods you can find to just get in some gil. I will try out to find another method. I promise we'll be there in a couple of weeks or months, a video about that, before Endwalk at least. But yeah, basically we're having all the left side gear, so we're just missing what's on the right side, like all the accessory pieces and the weapons, of course, for a weaver. So we go in here. Of course, if you know somebody, you could possibly save some gil by just by just telling them, here, can you please craft me my weapons? They are too expensive. For example, yeah, this should be around still a good or okay-ish price. So we just straight buy them. I know, it's expensive, and we can't just avoid this step. This is the only expensive step you really have to go through, and you can't really avoid not spending any gil here. You could possibly go in with other gear that you can get for white scripts, but yeah, this, especially the gear, especially everything here, you buy this once for all jobs, for all crafter jobs. Just the weapons you need to buy for each jobs individually, but everything else is just a one-time spend, and then you're good to go. You will get this back. Once you hit this breakpoint, you get over this, you will definitely get this back. So buy this out, all of this together, and then, yeah, go for the accessories here. They're actually cheaper. I'm not sure about the materials. I think they're basically the same. Don't expect them to be much less cheap than what you could simply just buy them out from the market board. The reason why we're going for the green stuff and not the, I guess these are sky tools, or what they're called, the 500 blue set, because you can't overmeld them. And overmelding, pentamelding, especially on crafting gear, is key to get into endgame crafting, especially to get out good and solid macros, because of what I said about the basic crafting idea. You need CP. You need to max out this stat here. This stat is all you need to do and all you need to get. Okay, so we just bought this out, all of this together, and we're just equipping everything. Just basically equipping everything here. I hope I'm fine with my slots. Not running into any trouble. Oh, we just had the wrong one here. No, that's wrist. Sorry. One. Where are the weapons? Yeah, we didn't buy the weapons, right? Did we? No, we did buy the weapons. Okay, where's my weaver weapon? Ah, here's the needle. Okay. I hate the limited space so much. You can't imagine how much I hate it. Okay, so this is basically item level. You are on the exact same level that I am with Desperia, and where I made my 6 million in the last week, just for selling the 510 gear. Yeah, this is basically where we start, but as you can see, the CP value is way far away from the one that I recommend for doing and using for my macros. So yeah, this is really something you have to look into. And how can we get there? We just meld everything here, and basically we just want to reach the recipe's base values here. I would just check Leatherworker, for example, to see if we're close to it already. We basically are. We just need a bit more control. As you can see here, we have control 2378 and just a bit of craftsmanship. So what I recommend to do, especially on gearing now, especially on melding now, is to just buy out the very, very high level craftsmanship and control materia, because these are the cheaper high level materia. I can show you what I mean. if you're going for CP in the big slot, sometimes the max capacity of these items are actually lower than the CP value 9. So for example, it's kind of cheap. You could basically buy this out, but when we would melt something like yeah, this for example, look at this. This is nearly maxed out on CP already. Buying out a very high CP materia here would definitely be wasted. This one as well, especially on most of these. The weapons are kind of having 0 CP put into, but the max capacity is 6. So you would still waste 3 CP, which I cannot recommend. On the other hand, craftsmanship, you can see there's a lot of value you can put into it. So just go straight to craftsmanship and control, max out the stats to get onto the recipe value here, and as soon as you hit this cap, you're good to go. You can max out CP afterwards. That's everything you need. So we're just doing that right now. So we basically go for this one. This is not expensive, so you can basically just spend it a bit. Let's check control, how much that is costing right now. Okay, this is the more expensive one, so definitely get control maxed out first before Pentamelding, because Pentamelding, yeah, always has the chance of that you're wasting materia here. So as this is the most expensive, we buy out this first and try to get as much as into this as possible. You can see it's not cheap. It's not cheap. You have to bite the bullet here. You really have to bite the bullet just once, because afterwards you can get all of this back. I would recommend, if you have very, very good materia and gear prices, at least 1 million, but it's more realistic with 2 or 3 million. Okay, so afterwards, go for the big craftsmanship here. That's really much cheaper. Maybe it's already fine, so go in here. And yeah, always start with the gear, because that's universal. You can use the gear for all jobs, and then do the weapons. That's my recommendation. Yeah, as you can see, we can start with the most expensive one, control, and it's still able to be maxed out. So you can still put it in there. Yeah, this will take a while, and yeah, maybe do another control. As this is the most expensive, start with control, and then go for craftsmanship. Yeah, control, some more, and yeah, we're getting very close to the required control that is needed here. Very quickly, kinda. Control. Control again. Always melt the normal spaces before overmelding or pentamelding. That's also a good tip, because yeah, you literally know what you have to do still, and you know the way on which you're going to before spending the real gil here, because pentamelding is still expensive. In our case, I think we can actually get through this without spending too much. So as you can see, we have 2,500, and we just need 3 more to be fine with control. That's exactly what we're going to do now. This one. Okay, and as you can see, control is already fine. Basically, we could also think about the chili crab. Let's see. This is what we want to take as a meat. And you could basically see that is also increasing control. So you may not actually need the required control. I always want to do that, because when sometimes you just need the low recipe, for example, leatherworker again. If you're going for the Thylacoleo leather, and you just want to craft this in normal quality, you don't need to eat anything, because the macro is just simply getting through with your progress, and you don't need to think about quality at all. The chili crab is super awesome, and it's the best right now at the point of making this video. But I highly recommend to get control and craftsmanship to these stats basically without your buff foods. So let's continue with melding. And as you can see, now we have control on the stat that we need. Let's take this as a guideline again. And we continue now in getting our craftsmanship to the max capacity. And yeah, always fill the slots first where there's still space left. But as you can see here, these have more the CP in favor, because craftsmanship is nearly maxed out here. And yeah, if done very, very intensively, you could possibly use and change them. As you can see, you can use craftsmanship on these without any problem. Like here, and like here. And you can use control on these without problem. It's super finicky, because as you can see, we have 3 pieces here where CP can be put in very heavily. Like here, it would make sense to put in CP. Here, it would make sense to put in craftsmanship or CP, both. It's so weird. I think they still have to fix that. It's so confusing sometimes. But yeah, just follow the example to not max out anything or to not waste the very expensive materia here. So our goal is to see which craftsmanship we can use to get the big one in. For example, the weapons. The weapons is always a good choice for getting craftsmanship in, as we have a very wide range here. So get in craftsmanship here. And yeah, just don't spend too much time and too much brain capacity on this, because it's not that much, not, yeah, a big problem. Yeah, these are having a wide range of craftsmanship as well. So put in the big ones here. Big ones here. Oh, we're on the wrong recipe, by the way. But yeah, as you can see, we're really close. We're really close already. So you could start using whatever you have now, but still have good focus on CP. So now we should move into CP values, because yeah, we just need 3 more craftsmanship. So everything else now, or everything that we have to focus now, is getting out the max capacity at CP value that you can get up with your gear, with each piece, by the way. And you should actually max this out. This definitely makes sense. Maybe you use this one. And yeah, the 7 is, I don't like this. The lower you go with the materia stage, as you can see, like we have 7, 6, 5. Oh, Gizmo's here. He wants to check this out as well. CP 6, 4, 3, and the stages are actually necessary. And the lower you go, the higher the chance is to get a successful overmelding or pentamelding. So it's really worth it to also check out the lower versions if they have a good price. For example, 3 sounds like nothing, not much, but if you can melt 3 times this 3, it sometimes makes more sense than to melt a very expensive +6, for example. That's yeah. Make sure if you're on a budget, and we try to be on a budget with this method, this is actually a very good value here. And I'm going to buy out a lot of these, because you can basically, as you have seen from the values and the max capacity ranges, you can max out a lot with 3 + 3 CP materia. And you don't need any more craftsmanship and control above the material required. And especially because, yeah, Endwalker is offering another set of gear, another stats. You don't have to worry about keeping your gear timeless and up to date. It's just for the moment. So, here we can go for CP +9, which is 100%, and still gets out a good value. Okay, this would be the first overmelding here. And as we still have the CP +9 here, it's not a great chance, but we're just trying. We're just trying here. Yeah, it worked. It worked. It actually worked very well. So this is max. Not max already, but as you can see, we could use the CP +3 that has a high chance of being successful. We could also try doing craftsmanship, but as you can see, we can't do the big one. So maybe now we're also using small craftsmanship and control. Maybe more craftsmanship may actually be more important now, because yeah, like you know, control stacks more with the skills that you're using, and craftsmanship is more depending on the base stats that you can have. So let's see the craftsmanship ones, the very, very cheap ones, +6, for example. These are more expensive. +3. Okay, these are great. These are great. These are 5. And are super hell cheap. That's actually very, very, very cheap. So you can check if these are cheap on your server as well. Just go for the cheap way here. Just, yeah, budget friendly. And you don't need more. You really don't need more. It's all about managing your budget, especially when you want to make Gil, right? Okay, so we can check. CP is more important and has a, I guess it should be the same chance as the craftsmanship. Yeah. Then make sure to do CP first. Because we always, on each piece of gear, we want to max out CP. That's our goal now. Okay, this is maxed out, and now we can go in with craftsmanship +5. It's not a good chance, and it's not, may not be totally necessary, but this will get us to the threshold of the recipe now. Imagine being so rich that you don't buy the cheapest listings. Yeah, I want to help people, right? Okay, so let's see. We haven't maxed out CP. Now our total goal is just to go nuts with CP, however we reach that. And we could possibly just ignore everything else. But in this case, maybe we should make use of the high craftsmanship ones that we still have and not waste them. So we are also melding our weapons here, for example, with this one. And yeah, you could go downwards now. You could use the version or the stages below the highest stage. But yeah, it's just on a budget. Just don't force it. Just go in there with the 2 CP +3 because these are enough. And they're super cheap. They were super cheap. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, and 22% is still a good chance. So this is fine. You can just finish this. You don't need to put in any more materia here. We maxed out CP. We have a good craftsmanship boost through this item, and we're good. Then you can do this for CP here as well. The same thing. Like I said, 2 times 3 CP is a higher chance and way cheaper than 1/6 would be. Or sometimes. It's not the same price on all servers. And here you can see we haven't overmelded that, so we could possibly use craftsmanship again because we still have some of these. These are not necessary. Like I said, we already reached the base craftsmanship here. Also, don't go too high because my macros may actually go through over the goal. No, they should not. You can't go too high with craftsmanship, I guess. The same goes for this one. Yeah, this takes a lot of time, but it's really in detail and really I'm trying to get my point straight to you that you're able to follow on this and do this by yourself. By the way, we already spent, and that's everything we need now. We spent 2 million here. It's okay. I guess 2 million is a good baseline. Don't expect this to be much cheaper on any situation. It's just as it is. You have to spend when you want to make Gil. We can't get through this. Okay, here you can see we have 9, so we can use the CP +9 one. That's actually a good situation now. Yeah, that went well. This same goes for this one as well. 17% chance is the lowest you should go on a budget. That's definitely the lowest you should go. Same goes for this as well. CP +9. That's why where you should always put the big CPs into. This one as well. And we haven't spent a lot of them. Still have them. No. Okay, this time we wasted them. We don't need much more. I think we just have to complete this as a CP +9. And on these, for example, you can just go straight with CP +6 or get more of the CP +3 into them. Yeah, it sounds super complicated. I hope you can follow my mind process here. The more low-level materia are way cheaper than a bunch of high-level ones. That's my thought process. For example, you get 75. I don't know if you actually need all of them. Yeah, this is way cheaper than actually getting 10 of the higher version. Does everybody know what is needed for overmelding gear? I do not. I basically think you have to unlock one job and get it to level 80 now. It's super easy. So having a crafter on level 80 should actually get you this overmelding feature. If I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I guess that's it. So CP +9. Did we just buy control? No. Yes, we did. Damn it. Okay, so forget about it. We just wanted CP. And this is actually getting expensive now. So maybe CP plus 6 makes sense. Nah, it's way more expensive. We could try plus 2. Yeah, we're really unlucky with CP right now. So maybe you could also wait another day or switch servers to see if you can find better values here. I'm just going straight in to make the point clear and spend some more gil here. I think we can allow this to happen. But basically, CP plus 2, buying 10 of them is cheaper than getting a 1 CP plus 6. Most of the times. And the chance is higher to actually succeed with the Pentamelding. Alright, so let's finish the Pentamelding. As you can see here, okay, we just want to make sure that this works. So we go in with the CP plus 6. Even if the chance is very low, we just try. We just try to get it max as soon as possible and as efficient as possible. Oh, this spanned a lot of these, which was actually bad. Yeah, that was successful. That was good. Yeah, here we have to do the CP plus 9. Oh, we forgot to buy it. My bad. I know, this may be totally overwhelming, but maybe if you're watching this, yeah, some more times, it will make the thing clear. And it's really necessary to understand what's happening, especially when you want to save some gil. That's actually important here. Did I just buy control again? Yeah. Sorry. CP. I want CP. Come on. Not control. Which is actually less expensive. That's weird. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. Let's try to finish that and get straight to the point where I want to make this clear. Okay, CP plus 9. We can use that? Yeah, we can use that. Okay, so here we just need CP plus 3 and we don't need more. Just go for it. We ignore everything else because I just want to show what you basically need to get this done. Okay, this is very high chance. You could possibly just also throw in a high control one. Yeah, we can use that here because otherwise the spot would be wasted. And max out CP now. This one. So yeah, now we have to check if every item has the max CP value. Okay, here we are missing 2. Have to be done as well. You could possibly use the CP plus 1 now, which is super cheap. Yeah, maybe just for aesthetical reasons and for showing that. We should actually do it. They are cheap as hell. And we just need those. Don't need more than that. Okay. So, yeah, we just need 1 here. And we just take this 1. This is a high chance, so you don't waste a lot of them. And you save some gil. Definitely do that. You can always do this on even shorter values. I just got overboard here with certain items, which was not necessary. But I just, yeah, want to make the point clear very quickly. Okay, so this, all of them are maxed out CP. And as you can see, we literally just increased our CP value by 100 already. So just go in there, get the chili crab. The high quality version. Yeah, maybe you should invest this as well instead of crafting this by yourself. Because, yeah, we actually want to get there. Maybe we are not able to craft this. Then the cunning craftsman's tea syrup. Note that you can get both of these together. Always, you can stack this buff and the food buff on top of it. So you can basically just use both and get all the CP values that you need here. Okay, so our gear is finished. That's all you need for the gear. You're good to go now. Now you just need to get the recipe, and how you can do that, you just go to Yulmore and you need your yellow scripts. And I show you how you can get them easily without any problem, without any time investment other than just simply doing some stuff. So for the recipes, you need to go to these vendors. If you have gathered up yellow scripts, or you can make use of the daily stuff like a Slowy or other NPCs to get these on a daily or weekly basis for free, basically. But you can also, if you're in a rush, and you just need them now, and you want to get a bunch of these books ready. For example, the Weaver would cost me 1,200, which is more than half of the whole cap. And you, for getting this done, this is what you need for getting the Weaver recipes or the Weaver gear being crafted. What you do for this, if you're low on the yellow scripts, you go to this vendor and you check which of these items here is on level 70. You just want to make sure that you get the level 70 version. Yeah, I know these provide more, but we want exactly the level 70 version because of one thing, and I can show you that. So we are searching for the rarefied twin silk apron, and in our case, yeah, of course, we need to gather materials again. I can show you what I'm going for here. They changed the collectibles system. We just figured that out. So that means these are always collectibles, and you can always trade them in. If these collectibles fail, you just have to throw them into the trash can because you can't use them. They have to reach a certain quality level to be useful and to be used for trading them in. Okay, so I hope that these are not too expensive. I guess they aren't right now. Maybe you could actually craft them as well. Yeah, it could make sense to craft these materials here as well, but right now, just for showing you, I will buy them out. They're actually expensive because you just need the base materials. Maybe just craft them. It makes sense because they're kind of expensive right now. But yeah, just for making sure my point is made clear. Palladium, nugget. So the reason why we have chosen level 71 is Trained Eye. Exactly, you're right. Trained Eye. That is the key feature and the thing that makes this whole process so much more quick. And as you can see here, this is highlighted and means that this is a collectible synthesis already. So now we go into our actions, and this is easy. This is just easy because being a level 70 recipe, you can easily just use Trained Eye. That's only available onto recipes 10 levels below your own level. So when you reach level 80 already, go for Trained Eye and easily max out quality here. That's it. Then maybe just go for Veneration and do your groundwork ability, and it's done. You could basically do groundwork without Veneration. Let's test this. Yeah, Trained Eye. Groundwork without Veneration. Yeah, that's enough. That's already enough. If you prepared the gear before that, just go in there, use your Trained Eye, use your groundwork, and you can basically spam this. This is, by the way, one of the best methods to get the yellow crafter scripts without much effort. Trained Eye. These are just 2 skills. Just 2 skills, and we just have a very strong set of gear, and this will help us out without any problem. Trained Eye. Groundwork. Here we go. And we got 5 of these that... it's not enough right now for... You have to make 10 or 8 at least to get the book that you need. And yeah, that may cost you some gil on top of the whole preparation step. But it's... yeah, just for showcase, I still have some yellow crafter script, so it's perfectly fine. Yeah, we just buy the book now so to not waste anything. So go for the master recipes on this lady here. On this fair lady, go for the Weaver. We leveled up a Weaver. We gathered up gear for the Weaver. Go for this. And trade in your collectibles on this fair lady, as you can see here. Because we maxed them out completely, we get a bit more as a reward. We get this 126. And yeah, they increase the whole process as well. You can just spam this. This is awesome. So we could basically get another master book now. Alright, so yeah. Now you get the master book. You will learn the recipes. Then you go to, yeah, Crystarium, for example, to any spot where you can craft. And yeah, now you can start into the endgame crafting. I know this will be a very long video. Of course, you have to level up your crafter until 80. There are a couple of videos on my channel about this topic and how you can get there. Yeah, and this shall be kind of the bridge to how get started. And just make sure to be able to spend 2 million gil to get started with gear, or to get your gear and to pentameld it, because this is basically very important. Alright guys, so this is where we are at now. Make sure to do your job quest, because for my macros at least, I guess there are other versions of macros that can be done without manipulation, but my macros at least use manipulation. So make sure to have completed the job quest, because they on level 65 unlock manipulation, which is very, very important and saves you a lot of CP. Okay, so we just need to check, find out which we need or which we want to craft here. Alright, so we just need to get the required material. The thing is, and why I always recommend to be a crafter, an omni crafter, so to have leveled up multiple jobs, is because of these materials. Sometimes they cost the same like the ingredients that you need to craft them, but other times especially when you craft a lot of these items, it does make sense to be able to craft them by yourself. So for now, I would just check the worst case scenario if you're not able to craft one of them at all, or maybe just the one that you have because you are you leveled up Weaver now. So we check this out. This is really cheap. This is really cheap right now. We need 2 of them. Maybe we just get this stack. And we need the Gardenia fruit that you can, by the way, get with Elagan Tombstones of Elagri right now. Okay, we don't need much of these. Maybe this stack here. And yeah, then you just, like I said, my recommendation, if you really want to use your time efficiently, just craft the normal quality version here and use, oh, this is a bit too big. So that's the right order of words. Okay, just use this macro. This will contain everything you should have at this level, and just make sure that the craft is getting done properly. Don't have to worry about everything else here, or anything else. Yeah, it's kind of close, but it should work with the base craftsmanship you need for the recipe as well. Yeah, should really do that. Okay, one more, and then we're good to go. That's what we can craft by just the Weaver ourselves for the recipe that we need. So we're talking about maybe, I think belts are good right now. We should go for the belt of aiming. Or maybe fending? Where's fending? You could also use the coat of healing. Yeah, let's do the coat. That's actually a very solid option here. So as we are not a leather worker, I had actually have leather worker actually, but in the case we wouldn't, we just buy the leather here. It's kind of expensive. You need this skin and other materials to craft the leather. So as you can see, this makes a lot of difference. If you're able to craft this leather, if you're an omni crafter, it makes sense. It makes sense. So in this time, I'm just wasting some gil here to make things sure. And of course, the grade 4 mind alkahest that we need here as well is also received upon being an alchemist and doing the same thing like you do with this here. And as you can see, wow, this is very close to running out of stock on my server. So if anybody's playing on Shiva right now, go for it. You can basically make a lot of gil by maybe creating these. But I don't know. You can get all the materials for tombstones as well. Yeah, not all non-existents, not all of them. Just for the base materials here for these stuff here. For this base ingredients that you get from the crafter themselves. So we buy this out. I guess we're running into a very bad value now. So crafting all of these base materials here by yourself makes sense. So leveling up other jobs to do that is definitely worth it. And here, it's important to have the high quality version. Like I said in my Gil-making video last week, you can see that. It's not much more expensive when at all. So get this out. Get the high quality version. The last and best thing is the Levin Strike, Ether Sand. Yeah, and basically you can see, okay, these are very, very big stacks here. I will just bite the bullet again because I guess we will just need this not just once. So, okay. Somebody did just buy it out before me. Yeah. This is, as you could see, it's always in high quality, so don't think about that too much. Okay, I hope that this works. I haven't tested this before doing this and filming this, but I guess it will. I think we reached all the requirements. I said 636 is the minimum requirement of CP that you need. And we just reached that. We unlocked all abilities that we need for the macro. So we just go. You don't need to be a master crafter for this section, for example. All right, so let's do this. We have actually a higher quality than I showed in the video because of the grade 4 mind alchas that were just... Yeah, you couldn't get this from the normal quality at all. So, yeah, we just have a very, very good run now. All right, so we're just simply using macros to do that. Make that happen now. We're just using this one. I haven't re-edited or remastered these macros, so there will definitely be better options by now. I'm not sure about that, so maybe you can find good alternatives for yourself. But... this still works for me, so I'm just sticking with it. I'm just making sure that this works and, yeah, not run into any trouble of changing things. As long as it works, it's fine. Never change running system, right? And I still did 6 million last week, or in the process of the whole week, so it's fine. So yeah, with this quality above 10,000, you will have a guaranteed 100% high quality item here, except you get a bad condition on the Biogod's Blessing. So this is the second part of the macro. They consist together, so don't split them. They are necessary to be done in sequence and consecution. So starting with the 5, because these are 5.4 macros. Yeah, maybe that makes sense. Macros for the patch 5.4, or when we created them. And yeah, then use the second part, which should run without trouble. I hope that we don't get bad condition now on Biogod. That would be the very, very rare situation where this would run into any trouble. But yeah, let's not just think about it. It's not rocket science, but not too trivial. Yeah, it's really complicated, and I think still one of the reasons why not everybody is having billions of gil. Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, we reached the 100% quality and just make the finish here. And we have plenty overboard, so craftsmanship on the minimum value is all you need to look for. So don't go overboard with materia, with melding. Just go for the minimum requirements for the recipe and you're good to go. So we just made our first 510 item and basically did this from scratch. Just from being a fresh level 80 weaver, getting all our gear together, melding the gear, getting the master recipe, and being able to put our first level 510 item onto the market board. I hope it has a good value now. I fear it hasn't, because we spent quite a lot. Okay, it's still giving us profit. I think we spent around 70 to 80k, and we still get 60,000 as profit. So that's fine. That is fine. As long as it's not dropping too much, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, long story short, that's it. That's how you can get started into endgame crafting. It's not easy. It's a bit complicated. Maybe you should watch this once, twice, or 3 times in a row to really understand the details, especially on melding. Yeah, like Non-Existent said, it's not rocket science, but it's also not very easy. Just try to get through all the processes and try to follow on this video, and make sure that you have at least, I would say, 2 million gil is the least amount that you can do this with. So make sure to catch up some gil through other methods, maybe just by progressing through the MSQ. And yeah, of course, you already had to spend some on leveling your crafter, so there should be gil somewhere in your pocket to be spent. Yeah, this is everything I can come up with. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lot of fun in getting into endgame crafting.